Welcome back, Turning Hard Times to Good Times. I'm your host, Jay Taylor. Really happy to have with me for the first time Michael Wood. He is the CEO of a new sponsor to this show, that is Reyna Gold Corp. We're really happy to have them as sponsors. Michael holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Cardiff University and an MBA from Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. He started his career in wealth management in London before joining the Metropolitan Police, where he progressed to be a detective conducting counterterrorism investigations for Scotland Yard's Counterterrorism Command. And Mr. Woods is currently, as I mentioned, he's the CEO of Reyna Gold Corp, which holds a portfolio of projects in northwestern Mexico. It is a story that I'm really interested in hearing about, so I'm thankful you could join us today, Michael. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Jay. Great to be here. And I love you pulled out my police background. That was a great career. I was there for 5 years, but mainly finance. I've been in resources, since 2010 again.
Well, it is an unusual career path, to be sure. So if we had time, we'd love to get into that. But time is limited, so we want to get in. We do want to get into the Reyna Gold story for sure. I should tell our listeners, trades in Canada the symbol REYG. You can buy it down here in the States under REYGF. 66.8 million shares. It's trading at Canadian 18 cents earlier today, which means it is a baby microcap company at 12 million in Canadian. That would give us something a little less than 10 million in US dollars. So you have several gold exploration properties located in northwestern Mexico. Is there something special geologically about that area that has your company focused there? Because I think there's at least 4 properties you have there, and one in particular you're really focused on.
Yeah, definitely, Jay. Northwestern Mexico is the heart of gold mining in Mexico today, and copper mining as well, in fact. And there's been a lot of in the last 30 years since the signing of NAFTA, when capital and expertise flowed in. And the area is still relatively underexplored. So we put together 4 big properties, 57,000 hectares in northwestern Mexico, major gold trends in northwestern Mexico.
It says, all right. So just if we get Michael back, hopefully we will. I'm not sure where he's talking to us. If he's talking to us from Vancouver today. Or maybe home. Oh, you're back. Okay. All right. Yeah, we lost you, Michael.
I'm in Mexico City right now. Sorry, I just landed back in Mexico City from Hermosillo. I'm in a little conference room in the airport hotel. So sorry if the reception is not great, but what we've done is put together, in a vastly underexplored area, big land package with a world-class exploration team. And then, like you mentioned, Jay, our market cap is of about $12 million. We have about $9 million in the bank. So, unfortunately, as has been the case across a lot of juniors, our share price has more than halved over the last 4 weeks as the sector's kind of really got risk off. So, yeah, definitely a very interesting entry point for new people to the story. What we're looking at, Jay, and very similar to our sister company, Reyna Silver, is looking for district-scale properties. We're not looking for something small. And we can get into that in a bit more detail. We already have a lot of satellite deposits at La Gloria, which are economically mineable, but we want to understand the system, and we want to build up a big deposit. That's the focus of what we're doing at Reyna Gold.
Yeah, La Gloria is your flagship property, and I always like to start with the people, and I know you have some very strong people, technically strong people, Peter McGowl and some other people. Could you talk, just real briefly perhaps, just talk about the people that you have, the management team, because that's where you start with, and I know Dr. McGowl has certainly been involved with a lot of great discoveries in his history.
Yeah, definitely. And geologists are really key, and it's great. It's really Peter's brainchild. When we're working with Peter on Reyna Silver, he really emphasized to myself and Jorge the importance of gold exploration in northwestern Mexico and the potential. So Peter's very passionate about making a big gold discovery and very passionate about what we're doing at Reyna Gold. We also have Doug Kerwin, who is a world-class geologist, worked for Robert Friedland for 17 years as VP of exploration. Doug is a great expert in disseminated gold systems, is what we have here, very similar to on the Carlin Trend in Nevada. And then underneath Doug and Peter's guidance, We have world-class Mexican local geologists from Sonora, all hired from the major companies, from Agnico Eagle, from Fresnillo, from Alamos Gold. And, I've just been at site with them for 2 days. They're doing an amazing job out in the field, really starting to understand the system, the directions of the mineralization, and finding more and more targets. So delighted with the geological team. The management team, myself, I work out of Hong Kong with both Jorge, CEO of Reyna Silver, and Marco Rock, the CEO of Cassiar Gold. I'm on the board of Cassiar. We've had good success with both Reyna Silver and Cassiar. Cassiar's done very well. We just closed a bought deal today. It's great to be getting a bought deal, as a junior. So definitely from that side as well, we raised $13 million for Reyna Gold. We got good capital, and we're in a good position now to make good exploration advancements during the course of 2022.
Mm-hmm. So you have, as I understand, there's two northwest southeast regional faults over 75 kilometers in strike length, and you've got 40 historic workings, 11 targets identified. I don't know if that's up to date or not, the information I'm looking at. Four different style mineralizations. There's 4 different types of gold mineralization there. Can you talk a little bit about how you're going to be exploring? What is your current program? And you mentioned you're pretty well financed at this time, I gather.
Yeah, no, definitely. So this is the beauty of this property, and it's really multiple projects within one project. We have multiple targets. We're really focused on 4 targets initially, but these targets are all 2,000-3,000 hectares each. So, we have a 24,000 hectare property in total and multiple projects within this big project. And as you mentioned, we're finding multiple styles of gold mineralization at surface, which is amazing, right? To be finding it at surface, it's so economic. Now, what we really want to understand and what Peter is so great at is understanding the system. We want to start looking where's the source of this mineralization been coming from. We start tracking that. We start to understand the whole system, and then you can get a really big prize, right? That's what we're looking for. La Herradura, the biggest gold mine in Mexico, is just up the road. 16 million ounces now being discovered at La Herradura. They mine 400,000 to 500,000 ounces a year, have done since the mid-90s, right? There's a monster deposit. So, Peter looks for elephants. He's excited by what he calls elephants. We know there's elephants there. And we believe we're sitting on an elephant right here at La Gloria. It's really, like Sonora as a whole, vastly underexplored. A Canadian junior in the mid-2000s had minimal work, really didn't have access to capital or we think great expertise. They were looking in some interesting places, but really just scratching the surface. So much potential, so many targets being uncovered, and delighted to have the financing to really advance the property. I think we're aiming to make pretty good advancements during 2022. But this is, what we're aiming to do is a kind of 2-3 year timeline to make a major discovery.
And your objectives, I guess you're on phase one of your drill program now. What do you hope to achieve then with phase 1?
We want to start following this non-mineralization from surface, start tracking it, and already, we're finding that actually a lot of it is tracking to a central point. From these 4 kind of targets we're working on many at the moment, which is great. That's exactly what we want to be seeing. So that's great news. And, we were focused initially on basically shallow drilling. The initial plan when we started this drilling in February was kind of 150 meter holes. Actually, we've just completed 2 holes down to 350 meters because we kept hitting interesting core, so the team kept drilling. So definitely, fascinated to get assay results. It's annoying. It really is annoying that, assays are so slow. And we've had a lot of dialogue actually while I've just been at site about trying to get improvements in the time of the turnaround on the assay. Unfortunately, it's an industry-wide standard at the moment. So, but there's so many targets, Jay. I mean, delighted with, we're really delighted with the property. And we know there's a lot of gold close to the surface in multiple parts. And the interesting thing, and I think it really needs to kind of become clearer as we advance the property, there's multiple terrains. We have gold at surface in the valley. We have gold at surface in the mountains. And we believe it's all one system with multiple phases of mineralization gone through the system. We're definitely looking at overprinting and multiple phases. We're also starting to find a fair amount of copper and silver as well. When we started out, we thought it was orogenic gold, pure gold, primarily gold. But already you're starting to find quite a lot of samples of copper and silver in some of these target areas, again, indicating multiple phases of mineralization and a big system. So they're very delighted and, looking to really advance and understand the scale and the source. If we can start to track down the source, the source could be a monster. So that's the initial focus on this phase one. And delighted with the way things are going, and looking forward to getting more results out to the market over the coming months.
Yeah, I just noticed from your website, there's a lot of really exciting surface samples that have been picked up, and I'm wondering, you good relations with the locals? Those are always issues. Any infrastructure, I suppose, is pretty strong there, given there's a mine just down the road a little ways.
Yeah. No, great key points. Infrastructure is really important in exploration, right? You discover a monster deposit in the middle of nowhere, you got hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure. We're right by Alchinade, which was just mined out by Alamos 2 years ago. We're also very close to the city of Caborca, about 12 kilometers from the southern tip of our project to Caborca. And then the locals, we're on private ranches. The whole property is covered by 2 private ranches, which is great. Having private access to private ranches really is what you want in Mexico. And then the local ejido, we employ the local ejido, and we've done that from day one and on purpose. So all the geological helpers are from the local ejido, and really built a good relationship with the local people. And they want us to make a discovery. People in these remote parts of Mexico, they know the benefits of a new mine coming online. So a lot of strong local support.
So I believe you have a 10,000 meter drill program going on now. Can you comment on how much of that has been drilled? How many drill assays are you waiting for now?
Yeah, we're waiting for quite a few, Jay, and we've now done about 3,500 meters. We only have released the first 8 holes, which is only a total of 710 meters. So a lot pending, and hopefully we'll start to get some back in the near future that we can release. But this is something we want to improve, and I think we will make some changes actually to get quicker turnaround time on the assays, because it's important for us. We, as people understand in exploration, you don't know until you get the assay back the result of the hole. So you think you've got a good hole, but until you get the assay back, you're waiting. Yeah. The sooner you get that back, the sooner you can plan around that. So definitely something we want to change to get quicker turnaround.
Yeah, I know there's companies that are dealing with that and learning ways to speed things up, because it is essential, because time is money and you're waiting for assays and you don't know where to put the drill hole down next. So I guess then as far as investors are concerned, first of all, with a $12 million market cap, Canadian, and a gold market that looks like it could be ready to take off. I mean, this is the time I think people might want to really take a closer look at your company and consider putting their big toe in the water. So I guess in closing, and what we just need to look at then is keep our eyes on assays and your press releases and keep up with your story. So you'll conclude this current drill program when about? You expect?
Well, the board approved 10,000 meters, but actually we're well capitalized to keep going. I mean, I think the rate we're going, we're drilling about 1,500 meters a month. So because we're not drilling in one area, we're really doing exploration drilling, keep moving the rig around. Yeah, so have to create the paths, etc. So at this rate, it'll be most of the year. We might speed things up later in the year, bring on a second rig. But really, we want to, as mentioned, we want to start honing in on where we believe the source of a lot of the system is, and then maybe speed things up. But at this rate, we should have pretty constant news flow coming over the remainder of the year from drilling, which will be great. A lot of catalysts. And like you said, I mean, really great time to buy the stock. We're not trading much above cash. I mean, you get an entry point on potential multi-bagger is a great time.
I hear you. We're out of time, though, unfortunately, but we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, in the future. It is an exciting story, and look forward to keeping up with you in the future. Thank you so much.